Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Paper Therapy with Amy. Here is the Frames and Flowers Specialty Designer Series paper. I'm hoping that Stampin' Up! Is going to hear us and come out with more papers like this. The only negative thing I have to say about this paper pack is the fact that there's only one sheet of 12 by 12 of each of these. I wish there was two, and you could buy a second paper pack, but then you get the die cuts again too, and there's many die cuts. 3 sheets. So that feels like too many die cuts and not enough paper for me. So what I really like about this paper, Stampin' Up! I hope you're watching my video. What I really like is that there's smaller patterns, tone on tone patterns. There's different sizes in the, so we've got a quieter one that's spaced apart. We've got a smaller, busier one and a larger, busier one. And we've got a solid. Like, there's so many things to work together with, and you'll see that it doesn't take much to put together a really pretty layout with these papers. So let's just pretend we're gonna bring in these, and then you can just start layering in some of these guys right away. And I mean, it's so quick. You're gonna have such a pretty layout from this paper. But one issue is this is a 1-page layout. You couldn't make a 2-page layout with this if you were gonna do this kind of layering. You'd have to you know, do an Amy and piece things together more. So yeah, it has these as well, which I love. Here's a few of them here. So I'm going to be using this, but I also needed to come up with how I was going to make it work for a 2-page spread. So I have these 3 sheets. I may or may not use them all. And I brought in some wood grains that I think complement very well. There's kind of a gray that's in this kind of background gray color. Let's find great. And I think that this one with the peach on it goes really well as well. So we have that option. Now, if you're looking for cardstock and you're a former close to my heart stockpiler, here is the cardstock that I think matches the best. So I believe this is peach. Very good match, almost exact. This is Juniper. Another option would be Sage is similar to Juniper, similar-ish. It's more of this greeny color, but I think this goes quite well. And with some inking, I think it'll really work. And this one here is Harbor, and I think Harbor really goes perfect as well. So if you're looking for cardstocks to add into this paper pack, those are my 3 recommendations. I'm sure you could find a brighter green that goes with this brighter green here. That's not something I would probably pull as quick, but I'm sure there is. We have several brighter greens, old and new, that would work. So here is my bullet journal sketchbook that I have been starting to draw my layouts in, and this is the layout that I've designed. And if you're wondering if you can get your hands on these, I am currently working on digitalizing some of my sketches, so hopefully I'll have something available to purchase in the way of my designs, my page designs. And because I showed you this sketch, I've already got these laid out. So this is, for this side is this one here. There's the photos. And then these 2 here are gonna go on this side over here. And then these 2 are gonna be the 2 that go here. I'm not sure which way, maybe this way. And then I just have to decide the papers behind. So that's the sketch. Take your screenshot if you want to. No measurements here though. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start out on this peach paper for now. And I may cut it down later because I do want to save some of it if I can. So this is gonna go right up against here, and then I'm not sure if I'm gonna add this in or if I want to add this one in. I kind of like this. So my goal is to have like a little wall, and then the flowers from the die cuts kind of spilling over this wall. So I'm thinking that, and I really like how Haley's sweater shows up on this green. Maybe we'll come down here. Something like that. But I do think it would be nice to have another trim around here. So I do really like the Juniper. Let's try that out. I already have peach here. I could do Harbor as well. So then I would do this. Just do a second little trim around it. And then over here too. And I would only take the one sheet because, and I think I could only use one sheet of the peach as well, because I'm gonna come down to 6.5, and then I'll have a little piece left to put over here, I believe. I did end up doing a lot of piecing together on this particular layout just because I wanted to conserve some paper for myself, because I really do like these papers, and a lot of it was going to be hidden behind, especially that peach. So I ended up starting on a white cardstock and just sort of wallpapering the whole background for myself. So once I had this kind of all decided, I wanted to add in some of that floral paper just to tie in some of the floral designs that I was going to use in the die cut elements. So I kind of like this one. It has all the colors, and I thought I could widen this strip here with it. So I used a little strip of it on each side, so it kind of looks like it's a wider piece behind, but really it's just one strip on each side. And I wasn't sure yet which way these photos would go, and if I was going to offset them or put them straight under each other. For my title, in the clearance at Close to My Heart, and I think still today, there was these VIP pocket cards, and I picked them up because I really love the colors. I love the corals and the blues that they come in. And this one was just perfect. The reason I love this title so much has to do with my pictures. My kids are getting older, and they don't always go places like we used to when they were small. And this day was my friend and my cousin's birthday. You can see us in the top right there. And we had a wiener roast at the beach, and all of the kids came with us, and they were playing this game in the sand called Domination or World Domination or something like that, where you mark off an area and then you throw a stick, and before a person runs or you yell stop, you get to enlarge your area. So they were just having so much fun, and it felt like the old days when they were small and we used to bring them all to the beach, except this time they're older and some of them came in their own vehicles. And so it was just really nice to have them all there, and I really enjoyed the time. And these are the days to remember, because they really are fleeting. And before you know it, your little kids that you run down the beach after are big kids that don't want to come with you anymore. So I've got one of my Close to My Heart stamp sets here where I'm trying out a few different colors and practicing a few times. I end up really liking when I stamp it in the peach color. That's Close to My Heart peach. And so I end up using the peach. I also stamped a little heading on my journaling area here. I'm going to do some strip journaling on here eventually, and it just says Beach Day. It's also from my Close to My Heart stash. And I'm going to combine these pocket cards and these elements with all of those die cuts that came with this Florals and Frames, I think it's called, paper collection. Along with the florals and frames, I did bring in an extra little leaf element here. I cut it out in Juniper, and I tucked them into my clusters. In just a minute here, you'll see me inking them up a little bit. I just used some charcoal ink to give them some dimension because they're kind of flat with just cardstock. I added that ink I just used the packaging as to protect my surface, and I just used a blending brush and kind of brushed a little on. So I won't make you watch that whole process. I'll just show you on a few. And those really helped in the embellishment clusters just to beef them up a little bit. I did really enjoy this process of adding embellishments, but I also struggle with it sometimes if I'm going too far or adding too much. So it's an art to kind of know when to quit. And with this layout too, I did end up taking a little bit of embellishments back off on the right-hand page, and you'll probably notice that later. So if you watch my channel more often, you'll know that with my startup kit with Stampin' Up, I did purchase a bunch of beach kind of embellishment elements with coral and seashells and stuff. But this is a lake, not the ocean. So I'm a little bit literal in that I don't generally put seahorses and you know, that sort of thing on layouts that are at a lake. I don't think it's wrong to do it. It's just not something that I generally do. And I really liked how these colors kind of went with this day. And this wasn't really a swim in the ocean beach day either. It was more of a hang out at the beach, have a bonfire kind of day. And we did do a little paddleboarding. I'm a firm believer though that there's no really wrong way to scrapbook. And if you love to put the oceany type embellishments on your lake pages, then you go right ahead. I don't think there is a wrong way of doing this. There is a Close to My Heart branded paper pack coming up for the month of June that is called Lake Life, and it would have worked well with these pictures as well. But I have plenty of pictures of us at lakes in the summertime, so I'm not worried about finding pictures to use with that Lake Life paper. I also think that I probably excel at using any kind of teal or blue or earthy toned paper pack for hiking. So you'll probably catch me squeezing hiking layouts out of that paper as well. I'm really excited about how those florals cascading kind of over the title turned out. And I've turned my attention to the right-hand page now. And I want to kind of mimic that cascading look where I've got the continuation of the wood grain paper there. And this is going to be my journaling box. In the very end, you'll see that I've added strip journaling to that box. I swapped out the pictures and deciding to put the scenery picture on the top, mostly because I wanted to overlap that summer fun, and it didn't overlap well on the picture with the kids. There's just not enough space for it. And I did pop up that whole scenery picture. So I fastened it down on pop tape. And once it was down, it was kind of down. So I decided to offset them and not have them directly on top of each other. I did cut out what I'm working on here because I end up taking most of this off before I finish the layout. So here is a close-up of the title page and this cluster here. I added some sequins and dots. So there's that cluster with kind of a subtitle here, and then I've got the journaling cluster down here. I'm using sequins and dots from my stash. I'm determined to use some up before I buy more because Stampin' Up! Has such pretty ones, but I really need to use what I have. So if you loved this layout, then I would love it if you'd give me that thumbs up. That's down here. And I'll post a video right here that you might enjoy after watching this one. Thanks so much for stopping by, and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Bye!